Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're going to make sense of some absolutely incredible technology by looking at it through the eyes of a character we'll call Maria and her very special magic digital backpack. We are going to explore what experts are calling the Finternet. Basically, it's a massive, game-changing upgrade to how money works across the entire globe. You know, if you've ever stopped and wondered why so much of our digital life feels like it's straight out of the future, but our money feels like it's totally stuck in the past, well, you are in exactly the right place. Let's figure out this magic together.
Here is our map of adventure for today. We're going to cover 1. Why money moves so slow. 2. Magic digital money tokens. 3. One big financial playground. 4. Fair rules for everyone. And 5. The future of money. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. Why money moves so slow. So let me introduce you to our main character, Maria. Maria just wants to use her allowance to buy a simple digital asset. You know, maybe a fun new game online or a digital collectible. But she's about to slam right into a massive global issue that experts call the money problem.
I mean, think about it for a second. If Maria wants to send a picture to her friend on the exact opposite side of the world, she taps a button and boom, it's literally there instantly. But if she wants to send money or buy that digital asset, that can take days. We have incredibly fast data, but incredibly slow money.
Now, I'm sure you have this giant thought bubble popping up over your head right now. Wait, why does money actually take so long to move? Well, the current financial system is basically like playing a giant, really slow game of telephone. Instead of a direct trade, Maria's money has to be whispered down a line of a dozen different people in computer systems, basically just hoping nobody makes a mistake along the way.
Just look at this exhausting journey Maria's money has to take in the old system just to make one simple trade. First, Maria asks her bank to send the money. Then, her bank takes the money out of her account and sends a message to a giant central computer. That computer sends a message to her friend's bank. Then, they do a manual check to see who is who. And only then, finally, does the transfer actually happen.
If you look at the old banking system, it is just this incredibly messy map with arrows, loops, and dotted lines everywhere. It's super complicated. If just one computer makes a mistake or one single person types in the wrong number during this huge chain of messages, Maria's whole transaction gets canceled. They have to start all over again. It's so frustrating and it ties up her money for days.
But you know, the slow speed isn't even the biggest problem here. 1.4 billion, that is the number of adults in the world who are currently left completely out of the financial system simply because this old telephone network is way too expensive and too difficult to set up where they live.
For these 1.4 billion people, they don't have a safe digital piggy bank to save up for a toy or start a business or even protect themselves in an emergency. They are entirely cut off from the digital economy. This is a massive global problem that desperately needs an upgrade.
Section 2. Magic digital money tokens. This right here is the ultimate solution to Maria's problem, and it involves a very special, magical upgrade to how we actually define money itself.
The experts call this tokenization. Now, sure, that's a big, fancy word, but let's break it down. Imagine a magic digital backpack. In the old system, your money was kept in one place, and the rules for how you could spend it were kept in a completely different database. But tokenization takes the money and the rules and perfectly zips them together inside this magic digital backpack. The token literally carries everything it needs to make a safe trade, all by itself.
Actually, turning things into these magic tokens is a bit of a journey. Simple things, like digital event tickets or digital money, are super easy to pack into our backpack. But more complicated things that have a ton of real-world paperwork, like a whole house or a car, are way harder to squeeze in. Still, the overall goal is to safely get as much as we can into these magic backpacks.
Section 3. One big financial playground. Okay, so now that Maria has her magic digital backpack, she needs a place to go use it. We need to know exactly where these tokens are actually allowed to play.
Enter the unified ledger. Think of this as the ultimate digital playground. Instead of Maria's bank having one private playground and the game store having another completely separate one, a unified ledger is a giant shared space. It's this platform where everyone's magic backpacks can interact, coexist, and trade instantly and safely in the exact same sandbox. Instead of that crazy messy web of dotted lines we saw earlier, everyone gets to play in the exact same park. Central banks, game stores, and regular people like Maria are all securely connected. Through simple apps on her phone, Maria can bring her magic backpack right into this playground and interact directly with anyone else.
So, let's compare real quick. The old way meant days of waiting in line, sending messages back and forth, just hoping your money would clear. But the Finternet way? Zap. Poof. Because they're in the same sandbox, they trade instantly. Experts use a really cool science term for this: atomic settlement. There's absolutely no waiting. The exact moment Maria hands over her digital money token, the digital game token pops right into her backpack simultaneously.
Section 4. Fair rules for everyone. Because if we have this giant digital playground where trades happen instantly, how don't we keep it safe from bullies, mistakes, or just bad trades?
We do it with smart contracts. Remember how we said the magic backpack holds the money and the rules? Well, smart contracts are kind of like little robot helpers that live inside the backpack. Before Maria's backpack even opens to make a trade, the robot helper checks all the rules. Do you have enough money? Is the other person actually giving you the game? If the conditions aren't perfectly met, the robot helper stops the trade. It guarantees that every single transaction is totally fair before it even happens.
When we combine these magic backpacks with the unified playground and our robot helpers, we solve all the major problems we talked about at the start. Trades become cheaper. Transfers are instant. There is way less chance for errors. It finally opens the doors for those 1.4 billion people without digital piggy banks who now just need a basic mobile phone to jump in and join the playground. And honestly, most importantly, it gives users total control over their own money.
So here is a final visual for you. On one side is Maria's absolute nightmare, that messy, multi-day game of telephone. And on the other is the clean, new playground. Everything happens in one shared environment. It's simpler, it's safer, and it's custom-built for the speed of the digital age.
Section 5. The future of money. So what does all of this actually mean for us and for the world?
Well, the experts at the Bank for International Settlements have a really big goal for the Finternet. They want to empower individuals and businesses by placing them at the center of their financial lives. This isn't just about cool new tech or, making banking cheaper for massive corporations. It's about putting the real power of money directly into the hands of everyday people like Maria, anywhere in the world, giving absolutely everyone an equal chance to thrive.
I want to leave you with this final thought bubble. If you had a magic digital backpack, complete with those awesome robot helpers, what amazing rules would you build into your money? Would you set rules to automatically save up for a new bicycle? Would you build a rule to instantly split the cost of a pizza with your friends? The Finternet is a future that we're all going to build together. Keep learning, keep imagining, and thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. See you next time.